Welcome to Mother Daughter Projects. I'm Steph, and this is Tosh. Over a year ago, I bought this home reserve sofa, and a few months ago, I made a 1 year in review video. And in that video, I talked about my whole experience and 2 issues that I had with the sofa. They weren't a huge deal, so I didn't contact the company about them, but Home Reserve saw that video and they emailed me and they said, "We have solutions to your 2 issues, and can we send you those to see if it works for you?" So I said, sure. And they sent me actually 3 items in the mail. And that 3rd item, I will tell you, stopped me in my tracks and actually made me a little bit emotional. So I'm not going to talk about that until the very end of the video. But first, I want to show you the 2 solutions they sent, and we'll see if they actually work. The first issue I had was the armrest squeaks just a little bit on the main side where I sit on the sofa. Home Reserve said they have a new connection between the armrest and the sofa, and they sent me a new armrest to try out. Here are all the parts laid out. From our experience, it's best to sand the wood a little bit and paint it to make sure it's sealed and doesn't smell anymore. Mom did a light sanding, and we're just using leftover sealing paint that we had, and really any paint will work. This is not a step that you have to do, but we like to do it to eliminate the smell of the OSB wood and to make it easier for putting on the fabric. Inside, I took the seat apart, first removing it from the seat next to it, and I made sure to put the nuts back in place so I don't lose them. I took this opportunity to do a little bit of dusting because wow, it's dirty under the sofa. I could easily take apart the sofa pieces at any time to do some cleaning, which is a nice thing about the Home Reserve sofa because it's modular, so you can take them apart at any point. And as I'm cleaning, my Greyhound Tosh is not doing her part as she's licking the sofa, so now I gotta wash this too. Yeah, I caught you. You have to put the seat on its back to remove the armrest, but I'll show you at the end where you don't actually have to do this with the new system. I unscrewed the wing nut and removed the armrest. I also took out the old bolts as I won't be using these. Then I slowly removed the cover from the armrest. As I took off the cover, I realized it was pretty dirty, so I decided to wash it as I haven't washed it since I got the sofa. I removed the foam and put it to the side. I needed to remember how to wash the sofa, so I actually pulled up our video to see the exact process. I'll put a link to that in the description. I headed to the washing machine and put the armrest fabric in by itself. You can see it was pretty dirty. I also added Woolite, which is the detergent recommended for washing by Home Reserve. I chose the delicate cycle and waited for it to finish. While that was washing, I went to the garage to assemble the new armrest. And the first thing I noticed is the wood seemed to be a little bit better quality and a little bit thicker than the previous version. Everything just went together smoother than last time. It was a very straightforward process. I assembled and added all the screws. I was curious of the difference between the armrests, so I put them side to side, and I noticed the biggest difference is the connection point. There used to be 3 holes, and now there is a T-nut placed right into the armrest. So this is the old system, and this is the new system that screws right into the armrest. I also noticed when they were side by side that the feet at the bottom are a little bit thicker on the new version versus the old version, so I would say these are some nice improvements. The fabric is done, so I took it out and let it air dry just a little bit. I'll put it back on the armrest damp as recommended by Home Reserve. And here's my pup a little upset at me for taking apart her sofa. I put the cushion back in place, and this white fabric just helps the outer fabric go on easier. I very carefully pulled each side of the fabric in place. Again, the fabric is still damp, which makes it easier to put in place. I pulled the sides and velcroed the bottom in place. This isn't hard, but it does take a little bit of time to get it pulled and smoothed just right. I'm putting the armrest on like I did before, but I actually realized you don't have to have it sitting on its back, you just have it sitting upright, as you don't need to access the bottom of the armrest anymore. You just screw this into the T-nut that I showed you earlier, and it goes together. I secured it in place and then put back together the rest of the sofa. The second issue I had was the bottom cushions will periodically move forward a little bit and I'll have to push them back into place. So Home Reserve recommended putting shelf liner down on the bottom to help them from shifting forward. Home Reserve was nice enough to actually order these from Amazon for me and have them shipped to my house. So I started with one layer and then decided to add a second layer for good measure, as they sent me 2 rolls of shelf liner. I put the shelf liner all the way forward and didn't realize that you could actually see that when the cushions were back in place, so I took the cushions off and moved it back a little bit, and you can't see it anymore. And then I repeated the process for the other side of the sofa. What we learned. So far, there is no squeak in the new armrest, so I'm very excited about that. I'm probably going to contact them about getting another armrest for over here because there's a little squeak on this one too, but so far it is perfect. It's holding up really strong, and I think this will be the perfect solution. Now, the second thing is they sent me those shelf liners to put underneath the couch cushions, and I don't know how that's going to hold up yet because I only did it yesterday. A quick update, I have had people over and they've been sitting on the couch, and as you can see, we still have the issue of it sliding. So I have to say, I don't think the shelf liner is working in this case. What I'm noticing is when people are laying down, this is getting pushed forward, and then the seat top here is getting pushed down. So still looking for a solution there. Now, one thing that is a bummer is I washed the fabric before I put the armrest together, and there is this weird stain on it. Now, they say not to have any bleach, or if you use bleach in your washer, to clean it out, and I don't use bleach. I don't have anything with bleach in it, and I only washed that item and I used Woolite like they recommended, so I have no idea where that stain came from or how it happened, but I'm probably going to try to use a Tide stick to see if maybe that will work to get it out. The third thing that they sent me that I haven't talked about yet, well, the third thing they sent me I actually opened up first. So I'm opening it up, and I did it on camera. And as I'm opening it, it says fragile inside, which I'm thinking, huh, that's odd. You know, they don't sell things that are fragile. Open it up, and then I see this note. So I don't know what's inside, but then I'm like opening it, and they packed it really well, by the way. They didn't want it to break because it was glass. And as I'm opening it, Mom actually came in. She was inside working on a video, and she came out. She's like, what is this? And I was like, I don't know yet. So I open it, and it was a picture of my dog that passed away almost a year ago. In my 1 year in review video, I talked about how one of my greyhounds passed away during the year of having the sofa, because that was ultimately why I bought this whole sofa, was for my 2 greyhounds, and then my girl Mac passed away during that year, and it was definitely a very emotional time for me. And it was even hard to make that 1 year in review video because, you know, that was something I was gonna have to talk about, was my dog was there at the beginning and then she wasn't a year later. So that day that I unboxed the picture happened to be the anniversary of when I adopted Mac, so that made it even more special. So a big thank you to Home Reserve. I've already put it up in my office. I'm gonna look at it and just remember my good times with my pup. And a reminder, if you have a Home Reserve sofa or you buy a Home Reserve sofa, there's a 10-year warranty on it. So you just email them and they'll take care of you. I could have easily emailed them. I just didn't, but they probably would have sent me the exact same stuff. But since I do have a 10-year warranty on the sofa, you'll be seeing 10 years worth of videos of my thoughts on this sofa, so stay tuned. So thanks for joining. If you want to see more projects from us, be sure to visit us at motherdaughterprojects.com. And if you want to see more Greyhound content, I have a second YouTube channel called Hi, I'm Steph, and I share a lot of Greyhound content and kayaking content, because that is my mental health rejuvenating thing in life, is going kayaking. It's amazing and beautiful and I love it. So I will put a link to that channel below. Thanks for joining. Bye.